Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. So, today's video, we're going to talk about how they're trying to defeat Trump with a tactic that a lot of people are not paying attention to. So, guys, apparently the Democratic Party, they are super scared of Trump. Matter of fact, they are so scared of Trump, they have these false allegations and charges against former President Trump. Now, is there any legitimacy to these? There probably is, but not enough to land him in jail or to even go through in a court case. But nonetheless, because President Trump is running for president again, this is the only reason why these cases are happening. Had he not threw his hat in the ring, we wouldn't be hearing about any of these. But because he did, and they knew he was going to, they were preparing their cases against him. Now, I'm not going to speak on the individual cases themselves, as I don't know the complexity of them, because they sound more complex than they really are, but they also do, and according to other experts, sound like bullshit. So, being that, guys, they found out, not that they found out, they already knew this, but they saw the polls with President Trump versus other Republican candidates. President Trump blew him out of the waters by as much as 40 points. He destroyed DeSantis and RFK without even fucking, batting an eyelash. Now, of course, against Biden, you do have a lot of Biden supporters, like I said before, you have a lot of Biden supporters switching over to voting for Trump, as a lot of, especially black Americans, watched what the Biden administration has done to the country and to race relations in the whole 9 yards. Now, a lot of people will blame the race relations garbage on Trump. It started with Obama. Obama started this segregation, if you will, this division between black and white Americans. Though there are racial issues with every race in America, whether that's white, black, Chinese, and white, white and Indian. There's all kinds of divisiveness in this country. It's not just a black and white thing. Leave it to President Obama to start his bullshit. And not so much that he started it, but he backed up Black Lives Matter, and this is what happens. So now they wanted to blame this divisiveness in this country on Trump, and if in fact it wasn't him. In fact, it was enough white Americans getting tired of the bullshit and starting their own group like Proud Boys and all this other bullshit. Though Proud Boys is not run by a white person, it was run by a Spanish dude. Still, the divisiveness we're seeing now, guys, is started by the Democratic Party. So they're trying everything and anything they can to destroy this country, goes along with getting Trump, President Trump, or former President Trump, in trouble off of bullshit. Now, of course, guys, the tactic that they're using to, I would say, put a strain on President Trump is a tactic that I saw in a TV show called Suits. Now, a lot of people don't know this show. I thought this was a snazzy show, a bunch of lawyers in, sharply dressed suits, expensive, the lavish lifestyles. Apparently, these lawyers in this TV show don't do much but point fingers and talk about how much money they make and win lawsuits just by walking in the court with their sharp suits, saying two words, Your Honor, it's this. And then the judge goes, you know what? In judgment of your defendant. And then they win the cases. They always win the cases and these what you call. But anyway, in the TV show, there's a tactic they used where another law firm is attacking Jessica's law firm. It's Pearson's law firm. So they're attacking the Pearson law firm by having them take cases, by having the bad law firm, if you will, take cases all over the country. And so they spread out the case. I think it was like 40 cases throughout the entire country instead of keeping it all in one spot. So if you sit there and you spread out the lawsuits, you spread out the cases across the country, you're forcing the law firm, Pearson's law firm, there was Pearson and Hartman's law firm. You spread them out, you spread the money out. Because now you have to hire lawyers in different states to tackle that issue, or you got to take your lawyers from that law firm and send them to different states for your airplane, hotel, the whole 9 yards, not to mention the legal fees that go along with all the other places that you have to file these cases in, or at the very least defend in these places. So with Trump, they're doing the same thing. They're spreading them out to, first of all, attack his wallet or his pockets, if you will, because this is going to cost him money no matter how you look at it. He is a millionaire, guys, but he can't afford to take on this many lawsuits, not by himself. And this is why he's probably asking for funds. I heard that there was a fundraiser of some kind, or he was asking for donations. This is why. You can't tackle this many lawsuits, guys, across this many states and not feel it in your pockets. He's probably going to have to dip into the campaign funds, is which they know he's going to do, or he's going to have to do at some point. He dips into that. He's not going to have campaign funds. What can't he do? Campaign. He can't get his message across. He can't go across the country and get his message heard, seen. He can't get any spots on TV. He can't run any ads because they're bleeding him dry. When you pull a tactic like this out, guys, especially a bullshit tactic with bullshit cases and bullshit charges, you look at it now and you're like, oh, I see what they're doing. They know these are bullshit. Their legal experts are saying that these are the worst charges you could bring up on him because he's going to win them. But it's not about winning for him. It's about them exhausting his funds, exhausting his resources so that he can't focus on the election. Though, right now, people are like, oh, he's doing a pretty good job. He's doing a good job now. What is that going to look like in the next couple of months? We still got a year ahead of us. And in the year, guys, a lot can go wrong. He could spend a lot more money than he needs to. They could postpone cases, which cost him money as well, and it cost him time. The most valuable thing, guys, in an election year is time and money. You take time away from him and money, what does he have left? So, that being said, guys, they are going after him with this tactic. Now, again, when I saw it in the TV show, I was like, oh, that's pretty slick. I said, I don't see that ever happening because what law firm would do such a thing? Well, and that wasn't a law firm. It was states. Georgia, Florida, New York, Washington, D.C. These places are stretching him out because they're trying to exhaust his funds. Sorry. They're trying to minimize his time. You minimize his time, you exhaust his funds, guys, he has nothing. And then he can't run. That is the plan. But if we donate to him, and listen, I don't like the guy, but at this point, watching what the Democratic Party is doing and watching how they're trying to blackball him, which they've never done with any other president. Listen, President Trump, no matter whether you like him or hate him, he is a historical president. He's the first president to be in this boat with this many lawsuits, cases against him. Never seen this happen to a president. And we've never seen presidents brought up on bullshit charges. These are bullshit. In comparison to other presidents who've done way more heinous acts or just way more egregious acts and should have had cases brought against them, nothing. President Biden, case in point, nothing's being done with that. Their FBI is playing a game, trying, well, we're going to look into Hunter Biden and we're going to see if there's any connection with President Biden. But, that takes time. But with President Trump, they're like, we got to get this going because he could win the election. He could win the election from behind bars. That's the other thing, too. That's the other thing they failed to mention. But the thing is, it's not about him, again, it's not about him losing. It's not about him winning. It's about them going after his pockets, exhausting his money so that he can't run, so he can't appear where he needs to appear. But if we donate to him, it could work in his favor. Could. Anyway, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.